Hello, Pleasant Point family. Pastor Trent here, and I'm excited because we're home. We're back. We had a great couple of weeks out in Ohio to spend time with my family and rest and relax. But now we're back and we're excited to be back and we're excited to see you guys again here in the next week. I want to give a huge shout out to Bridger and Darrell, the guys who came and filled the pulpit for me for the last couple of weeks. Huge blessing for me to be able to take that time off and relax and refresh with my family and start planning and looking forward ahead to what we have going on here in the next year. So what I want to do, I'm going to ask you guys in the comments below this video, one or two things that you learned from either Bridger or Darrell over the last couple of weeks. Share something that you learned and were encouraged by down below, and then we can kind of share and talk about that in the comments. I think that'd be a great idea. The next thing I want to talk about is our annual family meeting coming up on the 18th of January. That's in 2 Sundays from now. So we're going to have our normal church service like we always do. And then we're going to go out to the fellowship hall and get our food for our fellowship dinner. And then during that time, we're going to start talking about the annual business meeting that we would do normally on a Wednesday night. We're going to change that to Sunday afternoon this time. That way, everyone who is already present at church can be involved and learn and get excited about what we're going to be doing as a church this year. So hopefully you can stick around for that. I really encourage you to do so. But that'll be January 18th, right after our church service. The next thing I want to do is share about this trivia night. I don't know if I've had an opportunity yet or not to talk about that, but this is super fun. I'm looking forward to this. On Wednesday, the 21st of January, we're going to meet here that night. I'm going to get the time right here real quick. At 6 p.m., here at 6 p.m., we're going to have some trivia to go through, kind of like a game night, challenge night type thing. But we're also going to bring some pie, and you know how much I love pie. So bring some pie to share. We'll do some trivia tonight. We'll have a fun time hanging out as a family, enjoying each other's company. This would also be a great opportunity for you to invite your neighbor to church. And it'll be non-invasive. It'll be some trivia that they could join in on and have some pie and have some good fellowship. I think it's a great opportunity for you to invite someone to come with you to something that's not as scary as a church service potentially. So let's do that, 6 o'clock on the 21st. The last thing I want to do is mention the next Bible series that we're going to be going through on our Sunday morning worship gatherings. So we, about 2 years ago, started this process going through the book of Habakkuk. If you remember, it's the righteous that live by faith. That was kind of the theme of that series. And we looked at the Old Testament prophet Habakkuk leading into the book of Romans. And we spent probably 20 or so weeks going through the book of Romans and how it is by faith. Paul kept on mentioning it was by faith, as the righteous live by faith, that leads the church. And then we move from Romans into the 10 Commandments series, if you remember that. And we looked at these 10 Commandments. These are the laws that God gave to the Jewish people about how they were supposed to live. But it wasn't a means of them in order to be saved, but to show them that they needed a Savior. And that's what we looked at when we looked at the 10 Commandments after the book of Romans. Then after the 10 Commandments, we went into the book of Galatians. And Galatians was all about salvation by grace through faith alone. Looking back at those 10 Commandments to see that we couldn't be good enough on our own, that we couldn't do it on our own, that we needed a Savior who was Jesus Christ to come in. That's what Jesus did, right? He came in and gave us our salvation, something we didn't earn on our own, that's something we couldn't do on our own. We couldn't earn our favor with Christ. And yet God gave us righteousness through Christ. He's salvation by grace through faith alone. So the question is, now that we have salvation by grace through faith alone, what do we need to do? And I think that's where the book of James comes into play. James is this idea that now that you have faith, your faith produces good works in you. It's not that the works make you saved or earn your righteousness, but now that you have your righteousness, what are you going to do with that? And hopefully the answer is turn around and serve God, love God, and obey God's commands. So that's where we're going to be heading to for the next couple of months, is this book of James. I'm really excited for this. I'm excited for the culmination of what this 2-year process is going to be about. So hopefully we'll see you on Sunday morning. We'll have our Bible study like we always do at 10 a.m. and then our worship gathering here in this room at 11. You're invited. I encourage you to invite someone else to come with you as well. I love you guys. I've been praying a lot for you over the last couple of weeks, and I know that God is going to do great things. Grace and peace.